Hello, I'm going to do another Paper Pumpkin alternative. I'm kind of going to do a different color though. This one is Berry Burst, and the next one I'm going to do is going to be Real Red. Let me just bring my box in for a second. I don't have much left in my box. I just want to tell you, next month you'll get an extra free stamp set. You'll get the one that comes in the kit, like this month's was a nice big stamp set. But next month you'll get two. You'll get a free one because they're celebrating their 6th birthday. And if you haven't signed up, sign up before the 10th of March to get the new birthday box. It won't be a red box, it'll be a birthday box. With we don't know what's in it. It's a surprise every month. It comes to your mailbox. So that's that. Then my kit is like all pulled apart. So you get a stamping spot, you get dimensionals, you get gems. I'll leave those out. You get everything in this kit to make the 9 cards. There was 9 different cards. Now I can't find my flyer. But anyway, I'm sure you've already all seen it. So I'm just going to, I have my stamps on my blocks already. Let me tell you what you're going to need. Now, some of this, of course, is not in the box. My last ones were mostly from the box. This one you're going to need embossing folders if you're going to emboss. This one I used the swirls and curls. And this one I use dot to dots. So I'm going to use dot to dots. Now, if you don't have an embossing folder, you could just stamp the images from the stamp set. Like I took these images and I put them on one block, and then I just stamped all over here. But I didn't like that, and I was going to do red, not Berry Burst, you know, the real red. So I turned it over to just emboss this. So I'm not going to waste it, and we're going to do real red. But if you don't have an embossing folder, that's a choice. You could just do this in whatever color you're choosing to go with. This was Berry Burst, and this one is going to be real red. So anyways, I'm just going to use the embossing side. And you'll need like a little strip of the real red. I probably should have measured this, right? Let's see. I will have all the measurements and everything on my blog. But until then, I can at least tell you. This is 2 1/4 by 3 and 5/8. 3 and 5/8. And then you have your regular black card in your kit. A piece of white cardstock. This is going white Whisper White, and it measures 5 1/8 by 4. So 5 1/8 by 4 just sort of fits on there really good. Then we're going to put our little red piece on there. Well, before that, this was one of the black and white cards that I've cut down. And that's one of the strips of the black and white card. So I'm going to slide that in there like so. I don't like a lot of black and white stripes. I don't know why, but this is okay, just little bits. And then we're going to take our other ones that I've cut. I cut this at 2 inches. And then I cut diagonals. Just like my last, oops, it goes that way. My last video, if you want to check out how I did this, I just cut the diagonals and cut a little piece out. And we're going to leave like a tiny gap there. And we're going to put this one up top. And we'll have a circle there, and we'll stamp our sentiment, and we're going to put that offset off there, like so. And we'll put some gems on it. And in here, I am going to write, stamp in black memento, thank you. And then on the circle, I'm going to stamp, you're the reason I smile today. So let's get started on this, and then we'll stick some gems on it too as well. So we can stick this down, and I think I'll use this. It's easier than tape because you need to get in some of these little holes sometimes to make it stick if you've embossed it. There. So let's stick that down first. All right, that should be good. And then we'll put our strip on because that has to go behind too. Spread it all out. And this measures the same as your cardstock. I will have all the measurements and supplies needed on my blog. So, yeah, I'll do that rather than go through everything with you. Now this we're actually going to glue down on this one. So just stick a bit of glue on there too. And leave a little edge here and a little edge at the bottom and top. There we go. About the same all the way around. Now you can take your dimensionals, your Stampin' Dimensionals, and put it on the bottom. And what I've done is I have taken a piece of black foam and I've put it on all of mine. But you can use your dimensionals in place of the black foam. Right? I just found that easier. My husband bought me a bunch of kitty foam, so I'm going to use it. So we'll just place our circle there. We can put some glue on that. I'm going to offset it like a little bit over this side and a lot on this side. Stick that down there. I'm not going to do anything with that until we actually stamp it. So let's just see where we are going to put our thank you on here. Is that one? No, that's this one. All right. It'll go about there. And then this there. So just put your little piece on top. Take these off right now. And stamp up your, or ink up your thank you. And get ready to put it on here on kind of an angle. And it'll go about there. Now if you want to be really accurate, you could use your Stamparatus. If not, you can stamp on here. And if this is just a little too big, you can trim it off a bit, which it is. So we're going to have to trim that down just a tad. Let's bring in my little easy to reach trimmer. See if we can just trim off this. There. That should be probably about right. If not, we will check it out. Oh yeah, we should be good there, right? Can you still see the thank you? On the edge. Right. So I'm going to glue this one down. Good thing about liquid glue is you still have time to move it if it's not exactly where you want it. Now we're going to glue these onto the bottom. Okay, this one is the very bottom. And then that one will go about there. Now the way you cut these is, let me see if I can find a piece of black and white. I probably don't have a bit left. Oh, I do. All right, I can show you. Like say this is your strip. You just like cut your angle. Right, so you'll have that angle for your top. Then you want to slice a little sliver off, right? And then you want to do like maybe a different angle. So that will go there. And then a little sliver off. Doesn't have to be much, just a little piece, right? So now that will look really good. It's sort of like when you leave a gap, it sort of matches up. Now let me show you what happens if you don't cut that little strip off. All right, so we have a piece going that way now. Let me do this. Right, we'll do it there. So you have that piece, and it has the gap, and it looks like it would match up if, you know, that strip was still there. Now this one, it would be off. See, your lines don't match up if you don't cut that little strip off. So you need to cut off just a tiny piece of it to make it line up, like it looks like it's going to line up. See? All right, and you decide how wide you want it and where you want to cut it. You can cut it in squares, you can cut it in funky shapes. You can do whatever you like with it. And of course, I don't know what I've done with my cards. Here you are. All right. These are my cards from yesterday, or from my video I did yesterday. And I cut these ones, like this one's a little bigger, and I stamped on there. This one, I cut that rectangle and that rectangle. This is more of a square. But you have to cut the little pieces out so it looks like it matches up. If you don't, it looks really funky. It doesn't look matched up at all. See? And then I cut, you know, these on a diagonal. And this one I did like a window pane, and I put the sentiment on there. Those ones I put actually on the card. So you can do all sorts of different shapes with these, and it just brings a little bit of character to your card. So anyway, so we have them stuck. Oh, no, I didn't stick that one. Right, so let me stick this one down. We will just leave like a little gap here. See, it would look like it would line up. Right. Now this one, I'm going to stamp the sentiment on it. Oops, that's for my glue. That says, "You're the reason I smile today." So let's do that. Yep, good. And just hold it for a second. Let it attach to your circle. Pluck it up. And we're going to put that on there. Now you could have done it in real red if you wanted to, but because of that I wanted to do it in black and keep them both the same. If you used a different color, it might show up better if you used the same color, but real red didn't show up really good on red, so that's why I went with the black. And we're going to off center this off the circle. These are both 2 1/4 circles. That's the biggest circle punch I have, so I didn't want to pull out my layering circles, so I just did it that way. And I'm going to stick some of this in the middle. I'm going to stick it on there, off to the side there. There we go. And then we'll take some of our gems and a pokey tool, and let's just stick a few gems on here. Oh yeah, I'll put one. Oh, there's one there. 2. I have glue all over my hands, that's why they're sticking to my hands. Okay, and we'll put one on there. That's good enough right now. Okay, now because this is a card from the kit, it's not black inside, so you don't have to put anything inside. This one I pulled, I'm out of cards, so I just pulled black. I'm going to have to put a white thing so you can write on it inside. But anyways, there's the 2 cards, real easy to make, and another alternative for your paper pumpkin. I hope you enjoyed it, and now is the perfect time to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. If you get a 3-month or a 6-month or a 12-month subscription, right now until March 31st, you have your celebration rewards, so you can pick things out of the catalog, the celebrations brochure, for free. You know, every $50 increment, you get to pick something out the catalog, or they have a few $100, like 3 different $100 items that you could pick. So order the paper pumpkins, and you're going to pay monthly, or you can pay quarterly or every 6 months and get you some rewards while you're at it. Paper Pumpkin's 6th birthday's coming up, and they're getting better and better every year. I just love them. And I have a Paper Pumpkin group that I call Bring Your Own Paper Pumpkin. And we get together like the last Saturday of the month. And I always make alternates for them. And they will do an alternate. Plus, they'll make their kit while they're here if they like the kit that way. If not, they'll do all alternates. But I thank you for watching. And you have a great evening. Bye-bye.